There are literally thousands of jobs available on LinkedIn, but the process of landing one of those roles can seem very daunting. And even with the coronavirus, there are some things that you need to brush up on. I will make that transition from Corona to job finding in just a second. Today, LinkedIn career expert Blair Heitman is here with tips on how to get hired in 2020. Welcome. It's so nice to finally meet you.
It's so nice to meet you. Thank you so much for having me.
Of course. I mean, I think regardless of what is happening in our communities, whether it is the coronavirus, whether it is jobs reports, whether it is the economy, folks in the past 10 years have really had to be very creative in how they find work. Some of us have lost work. Some of us have had side hustles.
Right.
Sometimes those side hustles become permanent hustles. LinkedIn has been our safe haven, at least for me it has been, from the storm. So the first thing I want to ask is, how do you stand out in LinkedIn?
Surprisingly, it's all about showing your personality.
Even on LinkedIn?
Even on LinkedIn, who you are as a professional, what you're interested in long term through your professional lens. It's a moment where you can really show a holistic picture of who you are to your professional network.
Even down to like your avatar, because I had someone say, your avatar does not look like you.
Well, I think when it comes to LinkedIn, you want to make sure that anything that you put out there is your professional persona, so who you are as a professional. So of course you want a clear photo, a profile headshot that is, you're really visible in the background, a strong headline, a description of who you are. But of course you can add some personality and some flavor to really show who you are.
Right. I'm glad you said show your personality, because I thought we saved that for Instagram, and there was that meme a couple of months ago about your avatar for each one, and LinkedIn was like the serious one.
Well, I mean, you still have a personality at work, don't you? And it really is a reflection of who you are, and that really is a competitive edge for you as well.
Right. So, linking in coronavirus, a lot of us are being asked to work remotely. A video conference or a video interview has become the norm.
Yes.
How should you prepare for that?
Yes. Well, I think we'll all wait and see, when it comes to interviews. But what we are hearing from hiring managers is that they're still hiring, but they are turning to these video interviews. So you really want to make sure that you're prepared for when the recruiter calls. Of course, if you're not used to doing video calls, make sure you have all the equipment. Most computers have a webcam, but if you don't have one, run to the store quickly and a microphone, because what you don't want to do is have that recruiter call and you not be prepared and they can't hear you. It's an okay look for your mom, but for the recruiter, not so much.
Not so good. And make sure you're well lit. Make sure your phone, your laptop or your computer is charged.
Absolutely.
A friend of mine just did a video conference and her battery died halfway through the interview. And I was like, girl, that's on you.
It's on you. And do a test call. Have your mom give you a test call, a friend. Make sure you're ready to go and prepare for the unpredictable.
Right. Practice makes perfect is what you say.
Practice makes perfect. And going into an interview, you want to feel confident, and being prepared will make you confident. But also, it'll enable you to practice any of the questions that might come up. LinkedIn actually has a tool called Interview Prep Tool that enables you to practice the most common questions, like why I should work here, or why do you want to work here? What are your strengths? One question that I get asked all the time is, how do you answer the weaknesses question? Right? I mean, we've all heard that advice of to mask a weakness by a strength. Oh, I work too hard. But the reality is, what the interviewer is really looking for is to show transparency, showing self-awareness and your ability to adapt. So I'd recommend using an example of something that you're working on. For example, maybe you're a manager. Maybe you want to be a manager, but you're not currently a manager. Spotlight the fact that you're working on your managerial skills and taking a course.
Right, and that might be linked to interviewing the interviewer. Say you want to be in that manager's position. You should be prepared with questions.
You should be prepared with questions, but also the worst thing that you can do is finally get the job. Some people are so focused on getting the job that they finally get it and they realize it's not for them. You want to make sure it's a good fit. So really take a step back and think about, what are you in it for? What out of a career or in a job are you looking for? And take the interview as a moment to ask those questions. What's the leadership like? What's the culture? Make sure it's a good fit.
Because you may be there. And last but not least, a thank you. How quickly should you send a thank you?
Quickly.
Like,
don't send a
we
snail
sign
mail.
off and...
Yeah, I mean, the reality is sometimes the hiring manager is making that decision that week, and you want to make sure you get in front of them quickly. So send the email, don't put something in the mail, and use it as your last moment to seal the deal. Follow up from something on the interview that you maybe didn't have a chance to get to.
All right, I'm redoing my profile as we speak.
Yes, great. Happy to
Blair
help.
Heitman from LinkedIn, thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Appreciate it.